Digital detox, what is that? Well, it's the way that you would get to a point where you say to yourself, am I spending too much time on digital screens, whether it be your cell phone, whether it be your laptop, whether it be TV. But digital detox, it's actually such an important topic that a lot of people are searching for. That's why I decided to do this video blog, because in this fast-paced world, it's only getting more and more intertwined with digital devices. And, you know, you heard about AI coming, cyborgs and all that. Well, we're kind of a cyborg now because we're so attached to our phones. And here's the challenge. A lot of people are starting to realize they're spending way too much time doing this, being on digital platforms. And whether it be social media, whether it be just scrolling on some of the other platforms out there, but whether it be the cable news, they're just spending way too much time. So we want to understand a little bit about what it is. And then we're going to go through and talk about how you can maybe have some strategies to deal with this. And there's a lot of stuff in my blog with some links that really go into some detail that I think you're going to like. But let me read the title here of what they say understanding digital detox is. It refers to a period where you intentionally reduce or eliminate your use of electronic devices and screens. It's a way to disconnect from that constant stream of information and digital interactions. And that sometimes, and science has proven, it can overwhelm us and cause some problems. So we're going to go through and talk about the impact of excessive screen time first off, and then we'll get into some other things. Now this really affects your mental wellness, but it also affects physically, because the less time you're active, I think, the more time you could have some problems with that too. But we're just going to stay on right now mental awareness. So excess screen time, what's it do? Increase stress. The constant notifications, emails, social media, that can relate a sense of urgency and contribute to a stress, like, hey, I'm not on the know, I don't know what's going on. But then also just this bombardment, right? Sleep disruption, because when you get in the blue light emitted from these screens, it can really affect melatonin. And melatonin is a hormone that regulates sleep, very important. Anxiety and depression have been found, especially in the younger populations, feelings of anxiety and depression, comparing yourself to others. And then here's this term, I'd never heard this before, FOMO. Fear of missing out. So they're like, they can't turn their alarms off on their phone because they want to see about that new post that just came in on TikTok. So fear of missing out. It's so crazy, but it's real. And a lot of people are dealing with that right now. Reduced attention span. It seems like patients who spend, sorry, it's my pharmacist coming through. Spending more and more time, your attention span starts to go down and focusing on tasks because you're so used to going every which way. So reduce attention span. Now this one will surprise you, but maybe not. Isolation. Feelings of loneliness in the real world because you spend so much time, maybe some of those relationships have slipped, or maybe you've gotten into a place where you think that the real world is what you see with somebody's Facebook posts, and it's not. It usually shows the best part of them, of course. But here's the benefits of detox for mental wellness, and this list could be longer, but I'm just going to go through a few. Increased focus. You're really going to do better with engagement and being in the present moment and improve focus if you can realize that you have to have a detox from your digital devices, and your focus is going to go up. You're going to see reduced stress. You're not going to have as much to worry about, carry around, think about, look at. You're going to have enhanced sleep. They've shown this. The sleep goes up, especially when it comes to that blue light emitted from your TV at night that you might have on before you go to bed. Probably not the best idea. Boosted creativity. When you unplug from your devices, you find that your mind can start to work. And some of my best work, I guess if you want to call it that, some of you might question that. Some of my best stuff comes when I'm on my bike, out on my cycle. That's when I have some of my best thinking. There's no distractions except trying to get run over by cars that I have to avoid. But I'm really able to think creatively. So important. Stronger relationship. That should be one that we wouldn't even think about questioning, but it's so true that your relationships get much weaker if you spend more and more time away from people and on social media or on your device. Mindfulness. If you do spend more time away from your digital device, you start being mindful of what's around you and the beauty of the world, and it does affect your well-being so much. So here's some tips for successful digital detoxing. Here we go. Number one, you got to have some clear goals. You got to say to yourself, okay, what times a day am I going to stop and put away my devices? That's so important. Have a goal. Create boundaries. During meals or before meals, avoid screens. Just say to yourself, I'm going to have certain boundaries. It's not going to happen. I'm going to have goals, but I'm going to have these boundaries. Silence all notifications if you can, especially when you're trying to sleep. That's a no-brainer. But if you're doing an activity, you don't want to keep hearing a chime or a beep says that something just came in. There's going to be digital-free zones in your house, or with activities that you don't take your phone. If you do take it, you put it on Do Not Disturb. That Do Not Disturb thing is something it's going to become your friend, okay? But engage in offline activities. I think sometimes people really lost the sense of outdoor activities, other activities, reading, doing some hobbies that they love. They've really missed out, and that's where some of that feeling of depression comes in, I think, sometimes, because they're missing out. Plan a lot more outdoor activities. Thank God. One of the best ways I can get away from digital stuff is for me, because I'm a digital guy, because I do content creation, right? So I'm on there quite a bit, but I try to limit the amount of time on it just to do that and then get off and do some other activities, especially outside. Practice prayer or meditation, depending on your views on spirituality. There's prayer, there's meditation, just to be still and say to yourself, I want to understand more about the bigger picture beyond this life. And I think sometimes when you're in digital, you don't do that. You don't take time to be still and listen, or be still and just introspect. So important. Set screen time limits. There's some devices now that actually say that you spent so much time on a certain thing, and it'll tell you that you've had a lot of screen time. You can set time parameters on that, which I think is cool. Communicate your intentions. Let your family and friends know, hey, look, I'm kind of detoxing right now from digital. Hope you can find a way to help me along with that. And those are just some few ideas. And I think you got to find a balance, because I don't believe that you should totally unplug from your digital. Obviously, that's not practical, and a lot of times you need to have it there. But I think we need to really stop and take a good look in the mirror and say, hey, can I limit this? Can I make this not much such an important part of my life? Because there's so many other things that are so more valuable than just looking at a screen. All right, so hope that information helps. And as always, come to our website, RxHealthyHabits.com, or jump on our newsletter. It comes out every week with videos and blogs embedded in it. So until next video podcast, stay healthy, get stronger, and really find a way to digital detox so you can get more out of this beautiful thing called life with your relationships, and with being able to just enjoy its beauty.